What's happening, guys? Nate with Play Your Court. Today, we're going to talk about how to stop missing the short balls and smash them. This is a lot easier than you think. The reason we miss the ball is that we overcomplicate things. And so there's two main reasons that things get complicated. One, we get really excited and we rush off the mark, and as we're moving, this swing gets really big. It gets away from us, and it's difficult to time a ball without pace. So as as your racket gets bigger, that easy ball gets more difficult. All right. And the second reason is, and sometimes this has a little bit more with anticipatory skills, we're late off the mark, right? We don't see it. We're super late, and that's exactly where we end up rushing again. We end up being late to the ball, and maybe we're just working through the front end because we're not there at time, and we're certainly not attacking the ball at the apex. So let's talk about two ways in which we can improve attacking the short ball and putting these things away. Like, that's what we want. When we get a short ball, we want to put it away so our opponent knows they can't hit short. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is fast feet and slow hands. Fast feet and slow hands. So what that means is, off the mark, you want to get out of the gate really fast, but then you want to have the ability to slow down, to track the ball. So as you're moving, you're starting to track and keeping the ball on the side of the body. And the slow hands portion is that you're still going to have enough momentum that the weight is going to carry through the shot that you can execute it. But you want to treat it a bit like a return of serve. I don't want my racket all the way back here. I want the racket more on the side of the body in order to work through it and make sure the contact is efficient. All right, so that is step number one. Step number two, and for you parents at home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Step two, we call putting the shoes on in the car. All right, so you've had an event or something that you've been late to. Kids don't have the shoes on. What do? You tell them to put the shoes on in the car. You're going to drive where they perform a function. So when we look at what happens on the tennis court, in our ready position, we have the ability to pump our arms, and this is exactly how we're going to run. But too often what happens is players run up to the ball and then they're trying to complete their full loop to the stroke. That's part of being rushed. So what we want to do is, as we start to approach the ball, I'm going to enter my unit turn. I'm going to get the racket on the side of my body, and from here, I'll show you this way. As I'm moving, I can still set the racket on the side. All right, so I'm doing two things at once. I'm moving and I'm prepping my hands, putting the shoes on in the car, and this will give me the time to set up and attack the ball. Now, if you get a ball that's above the net, I always recommend hitting the ball at the apex. That way you can flatten it out. You can even hit down a little bit, or at the very least go through it. Now, if the ball is below the net, you're going to want to shape. Use big topspin to find angles off the court. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today. You know what to do. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, share it with a friend, subscribe if you never want to miss a Play Your Court video. All that stuff helps us an absolute ton. And in return, down in the comments section, we've left a link to check out our platform absolutely for free. There we'll match you with players with the same skill ability for practice or match play. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.